There is a reason why the Portland Trail Blazers were so comfortable with kicking Damian Lillard out the door. It's because they have an exciting young and hungry backcourt who have the potential to be one of the best duos in the NBA. The tandem of Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons has dynamic written all over it. So let's take a deep dive into each of their games individually to explain just how they can dominate together. And in addition to that, we'll go over some of the other key guys on the roster. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. It's only right that we start with the leader of this team, Anthony Simons. Dame pretty much groomed Simons into this role. Simons himself said he learned a lot from Dame's leadership style. He said this, "Lillard taught me so much about how to approach and be a leader in that sense. I think that's the final step, is vocalizing that for me. I think I pretty much understand the cerebral part of being a leader. As I said, the only thing left is being vocal because Lillard was obviously the vocal part. So I was sitting back and observing exactly what he would do in each situation. And I'd be like, okay, if my time will come to be in that position, I'll be prepared for it." So yeah, he's ready to lead a team for the first time in his young career and has the skills to do it. Last season, he averaged 21 points and 4 assists while shooting 44% from the field, 89% from the free throw line, and 37% from the three-point line on 9 attempts per game. When you look at those numbers, it's clear the kid has all-star potential, and most likely will be this upcoming season. His best attribute is hands down his three-point shooting and shot-creating ability. In the 11 games he played without Lillard last year, he averaged an elite 28 points per game, and to make things scarier, it was on insane efficiency. During those 11 games, he shot 41% from 3 on 11 attempts per game, 46% from the field, and 94% from the free throw line. Simons has shown time and time again that he is him and can score points in bunches. And he wasn't doing it against bad teams either. He had 28 points against an elite defense in the Memphis Grizzlies, 25 against the Bucks, and 25 against the Philadelphia 76ers. His ability to pick you apart from deep is shockingly similar to how Damian Lillard plays. He can hit shots well beyond the three in pretty much any scenario, whether that be off the dribble, off the catch and shoot, or coming around a screen at high speeds, and still somehow managing to keep enough balance to drain the shot with precision. He ranked 19th in catch and shoot threes when you factor in attempts, just 3 spots behind Steph Curry. He was just as lethal as a pull-up shooter. He ranked 16th in pull-up threes. It doesn't matter what scoring or shooting statistics you look at, Simons will be in that first or second tier. At just 24 years old, many think this will be his breakout season, and I couldn't agree more. When it comes to playmaking, he's a lot better than his 4 per game show. When he was on the court with Dame, he was primarily a 2-guard whose main focus was getting buckets. But in the games Dame didn't play, his assist rate jumped up to 5.7. He is a highly unselfish player with a great feel for the game. His pace and control are impressive. He's never getting sped up or making bad mistakes. The only real concern about his overall game is his defense. Statistically, he was one of the worst defenders in the NBA last season. He finished last season with a negative 2.5 defensive box plus minus, meaning he allowed 2.5 points per 100 possessions more than the average player would. He ranked 189th out of 190 eligible players, just 1 spot above Jalen Green. However, the Trailblazers' overall defense has made a huge jump this offseason, which we'll get into later. But surrounding Simons with multiple good defenders is the best thing that could have happened to him at this stage in his career. But now let's focus on his backcourt partner, the rookie Scoot Henderson. As we all know, Scoot was selected 3rd overall behind Victor Wembanyama and Brandon Miller. He was an intriguing prospect due to his supreme athleticism and ability to reach the rim extremely high. He dominated in his first summer league game versus the Rockets, scoring 13 points in the first quarter alone, shooting 5 for 7 from the floor. His physicality was put on full display. There wasn't a player on the court who could keep him from the rim. His play style reminds us a ton of a younger Russell Westbrook. The speed, power, and aggressiveness he plays with at such a young age is honestly jaw-dropping. And while it will take some time for him to adjust to elite NBA defenders and coverages, it won't be long until he's one of the best finishers in the league at his position. The chemistry between Scoot and Anthony is great. The way Simons talks about Scoot, you can tell he respects his game and work ethic. When asked about Scoot, Simons said this: "The type of player people describe him as is exactly who he is. He can get downhill, make plays for everybody on the court, push the pace, and make the game so much easier for everybody else around him. So I think that's what he's special at. Also, it's just just his mentality. He's always said he's a bulldog, and that's how he carries himself when we're competing. He doesn't like to lose, and you can see it. When it's game time, he's ready to go. He's locked in, and he's going to do everything it takes to win. So that's one of the things I've been impressed by, and just his ability to pick up on things fast. He's well above his age regarding maturity and understanding and how to be a professional. Simon's off-ball experience will allow Scoot to run the point when needed, but at the same time, Scoot also thrives off the ball. Not as a shooter, but as the guy who's great at accelerating downhill off the catch and putting pressure on the defense. That'll be something new to the Blazers offense. Last season, they ranked dead last in shots in the non-restricted area, just below the free throw line. They couldn't finish inside to save their lives. Having a player like Henderson will keep the defense on their heels, allowing for more shooting opportunities over the top. Now, will this be the best shooting backcourt in the NBA? Probably not. However, this could be the best scoring backcourt in the league shortly. I've already mentioned how elite of a scorer Simons was without Dame, and given the tools Henderson already possesses, it's not a bold assumption to make. The biggest question about Scoot, besides his three ball, was his defense. He's physically built to be a tough defender. However, he was known for being undisciplined on defense during his time with the G League invite. I do have good news though. Multiple players on the Trailblazers have recently come out and complimented Scoot's defensive intensity. Both Matisse Thybulle and Robert Williams, who are some of the best defenders in the NBA, were very impressed by his athleticism on that end with his ability to get big stops during their scrimmages. I can't stress enough how important that is for the team, because as good as Dame and Simons were, they couldn't guard me and you out there on the court. So Scoot's improvement on defense moving forward could be a game changer. Portland's backcourt isn't the only promising aspect of their new roster. They still have Shadon Sharpe and Jeremy Grant at the forward spot. Sharpe is a jack of all trades at the 3 spot. He can do just about anything. He can bring the ball up and initiate the offense, he's a great cutter, and he has showcased the ability to break defenders and get to the spots in the mid-range or at the rim. When you look at Portland's front 3 in terms of explosiveness, there might not be anyone else comparable to them. And we all know what Jeremy Grant brings to the table. Just like Simons, he's a borderline all-star. Maybe just a tad bit further away than Simons, but nonetheless, he's close. He averaged 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists while shooting an elite 40% from 3 on 5 attempts per game. He also shot 47% from the field and 81% from the line. We know he's 29 years old, but you can't find another non-all-star out there who can get it done like he can on both ends of the floor with that level of efficiency. Plus, the Trailblazers aren't in rebuilding mode. On paper, they look solid enough to make the play-in. DeAndre Ayton and Robert Williams are one of the best pairings you could ask for at the center spot. Ayton brings good offense, while Williams brings Defensive Player of the Year type defense. Seeing how Ayton develops in this new system will be interesting. Multiple All-Stars no longer overshadow him, so maybe now we can see his true arsenal as a post and mid-range scorer. After receiving Malcolm Brogdon in the Dame package, the point guard position is stacked, and so is the forward spot. Matisse Thybulle and Jabari Walker are 2 great-sized forwards with tons of defensive versatility. We already know how incredible of a lockdown defender Thybulle is, but Jabari is a sleeper. To wrap this up, we're going to end this on even more of a positive note for Blazers fans. Despite everyone looking at the Blazers as a young team who will end the season with the worst record in the league, Simons isn't too fond of that narrative. He wants to win now. He said this: "I go into every situation expecting to win, so it's not like I'm going in there expecting to lose a whole bunch of games. I'm going there to win. That's what we expect us to do." I think everybody's the same way. All of us are super competitive. Scoot's super competitive. We're going to go into every game expecting a win. As the 2 point guards, we're going to carry that attitude every game, and we're going to let the team know we're here to win. Whether we're young or not, it doesn't matter. We're here to get better every day, grow as players, and grow as a team. Yeesh, now I can't wait to see them suit up. However, talk is cheap. The real question is, can he and his new roster back it up and prove that they'll be the next big thing on the rise? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.